let's get this baby out the way first. Look what I got in the mail. Guess where it's from? You guessed it. So this is what it looks like fully assembled. You put your camera here, you have to balance it. I'm not gonna do that right now because I gotta charge it for about 2 hours. The battery life on this is about 12 hours if balanced correctly. You can't see me right now, but I got the biggest smile on my face. Thanks to the wife, she hooked this up for my birthday. It finally got here, and oh my God, I can't wait to show you what it does.
Hey guys, remember when I bought Jesus the Ronin S for his birthday? Well, he finally received it, he unboxed it, and he's so excited to start using it. So we're gonna film this entire vlog using the Ronin S, and we're also gonna throw in some comparisons here and there of how it is filming with it versus filming without it. Which is why we're at the park, we have the kids, and I feel like this is the best place to start with some active, crazy little ones.
So let's do something you can't do in real life.
Hey, you dude.
He's just lounging. He's like, you know what, you guys, go ahead, tire yourselves out. I'm gonna relax right here. Right?
Superman, why you got your sister's jacket on?
Because he wet his in the sprinklers.
So far, this Ronin S is immaculate.
I want to look at the water.
You want to go in the water?
No, not inside. Push you in.
I'm going to throw you in the water, Superman.
What do you guys think of the footage so far? How smooth is this Ronin? Tell me it's not awesome.
Gotta enjoy this weather right now because
Even like
in
that.
another 2-3 weeks, it's gonna get brick.
The kids want pizza, so that's what we're gonna get before we head home. And I think tonight I'm making chicken enchiladas.
Oh yes.
I'm sad they didn't have swings. At least we got to sit by the water. Yeah. You can never get tired of that view, no matter how many times you go there. It's the Big Apple, baby. It's the Big Apple.
8:01 p.m.
We had to make it to BJ's before they closed. There's a couple other things that we need that, of course, we can't find at the regular supermarket. We could find it, but we need the big version of it, like waters and butter. They come in 2 packs. So let's get the waters first.
Come on, Yolanda. Do your daughter duties.
All right, what else do we, oh, tortillas. Where are the tortillas? I'm gonna make some enchiladas. Enchiladas! These are the good tortillas. The Guerrero, they're the tortillas de maíz blanco. Superman, what I tell you about running around like that? We've gotta go find the butter. Should we get, I can't believe it's not butter. We've got to get you guys some juice because I know you never drink water. So we need 2 more things. We need potatoes, we need some juice too, because the kids, they freak out every time we try to give them a bottle of water. All they drink is juice and soda. So we've got to get them some juice. And I think that's about it. I think we can get the hell out of here.
Hold up, I gotta get me some juice. I usually like mine freshly squeezed, but today...
Do you like lemonade? Strawberry lemonade?
Yes.
You like lemonade, Yolanda?
Yes. More sugar. Some potatoes. We could do home fries. We can do huevos con chorizo, which I actually forgot to get the chorizo at the other supermarket. How smart of me. And that's the reason why I even wanted to get potatoes in the first place. Oh, they do. They have it. Are these the real Mexican sausages? They say it's chorizo. They say it's Mexican, but let's see. So we're going to try this for the first time. It says it's Mexican. Anything Mexican, I'll love. Just ask Jesus. I forget to get the boxes from the inside. All the boxes here are crappy. Now we gotta carry it 1 by 1. Good thing you're here, Yolanda. Put you to work, girl. Alright, I'm about to get started on these chicken enchiladas for dinner tonight. So I'm throwing in my chicken breast. And I'm not doing anything to it. All I'm gonna do is throw in a chicken bouillon to season it. While my chicken boils, I'm gonna get started on the rice over here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just add some oil. And to the oil, I'm gonna add a can of corn. And then I'm gonna add some rice. So right now I'm keeping the fire pretty high because I want the rice to toast up before I throw everything that I need to throw in to season it. Now I'm gonna get started on the salsa for the rice. So I'm gonna add 1 can of tomato sauce. I usually like to add fresh tomatoes, but I'm all out right now, so this is a great alternative. Just add that right in there to my blender. Then I'm adding 3 cloves of garlic, a small piece of onion, and I'm adding a cube of chicken bouillon. Now this is gonna go directly into the rice. It's gonna give it flavor and it's gonna give it the yellow coloring that we want. Add some water. I'm adding a little bit of caldo de tomate just because I want my rice to be a little more yellow than this. Mix that in really good. Last but not least, I'm adding some salt. And then I'm gonna cover it and leave it on medium heat for half an hour, and that's it. The rice should be done after that. I'm about to get started on the salsa verde. So the first thing I'm gonna add is my jalapenos. Now this is all about preference. If you want your sauce to be more on the mild side, I would suggest just adding 1, but it's always a gamble with jalapenos. They could either be really spicy or not so spicy at all. So I already tried these yesterday and they're not really that spicy. That's why I'm adding 2. I'm gonna let these cook first, and in about 5 minutes I can add the tomatillos. Alright, so let's recap. We have our chicken boiling. Once that's done, we're gonna shred it up, and that's gonna go inside of the enchiladas. and we have our rice cooking. This and the chicken should be done at the same time. And in the meantime, we're gonna get started on the salsa verde, which is super easy to make. Now, when it comes to the salsa, the spiciness is all about preference. I added 2 jalapenos because it's always a gamble with jalapenos. They could either be really spicy or not so spicy at all. These are not so spicy, so I added 2. And then I'm gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes. Then I'll add the tomatillos into it. I'm adding my tomatillos. The reason I like to add the jalapenos first is because they take a little while longer to soften up. And these cook in no time, the tomatillos. So I'll leave that in for about another maybe 7 to 10 minutes and it should be completely done. Alright, these are done. I'm gonna take them out and I'm gonna transfer them to the blender. Alright, we got that in there. I'm gonna add some cilantro, some garlic, and a piece of onion. Also, I'm adding a little bit of water, not too much because the tomatillos are gonna release water as well. So let's just put some of that in there. And a little bit of salt, and that's it. It's super simple. I'm just gonna blend it up for about a minute and the salsa is done. You see the consistency? That's exactly what we want. You don't want it to be too thick or too thin. Right in the middle is just perfect. Otherwise, it'll just slide off the enchiladas if it's too thin. My chicken's done. My rice is done too, but we're gonna do one thing at a time. I want to take this out, let it cool off for a bit. Ooh, that one's really soft. Now you could wait for these to cool off completely, but I'm impatient. So what you do if you're like me, you take 2 forks and you just start shredding it up. And try to do it as thoroughly as possible because you want them nice and shredded. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's going on here? You want them nice and shredded so you can put them in the enchiladas and you won't have big chunks when you bite into them. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, you do the best you can. My chicken's nice and shredded. All I like to do now is just add a little bit of salt. You don't have to go crazy seasoning this at all. If anything, you don't even have to add salt if you don't want to, but I like to. It gives it a little punch because really what's gonna give it the good flavor is the salsa. So like I said, you don't have to go crazy at all to season this chicken. Now we can move on to the rice. Let's go check on that. Perfectly cooked. Ah, it smells so good. Just want to give it a good turn. And then we're gonna start making our enchiladas. Alright, so I'm gonna add some oil to my frying pan because I have to heat up the tortillas a little bit before I start rolling them up. In case you're wondering, I'm using the Guerrero tortillas, so I'm gonna throw it in there for just a couple seconds. Once it starts bubbling, you can take it out. Finally, we could start assembling our enchiladas. First, I like to pour some of the salsa on the bottom. That just a little bit, and then this part is very easy. Just dip your tortilla into the sauce, get some of the chicken, not too much either because then they won't close good.
La cumbia llena mi vida. Esta noche saldré con mi novia a bailar. Dejaré todo lo que tenga que hacer ahora. Bailaré toda la noche hasta la madrugada.
I rolled up 10 enchiladas. I'm just gonna take the rest of the salsa and pour it on top. And now for my favorite part, we cover it in some delicious mozzarella cheese. Now these babies are gonna go into the 350-degree oven just until the cheese melts. Last but not least, before we serve the food, we're gonna make the frijoles. This is the easiest part. After I threw my onion in there, I'm gonna throw some sweet beans, an entire can. Now I have to mash them up, so I'm gonna use my potato masher. And I'm gonna relieve all my tension by using all my force to mash these babies up. Now that they're mashed, I'm gonna add a little bit of water to the mix. And of course, it wouldn't be a Kim tutorial without a little bit of sazon. I have to add a little bit of me into this. But they're perfectly good without it. So if you don't have any on hand, trust me, the salt is just fine. And that's all there is to the frijoles. All you wanna do is keep it on low heat for a few minutes. And that's it, they're done, they're delicious and ready to go. Alright, Yolanda, you're about to taste my enchiladas for the first time. We're gonna see if they're Yolanda approved. She's a Mexican little pup. I know your dad loves them, but go ahead, give them a try.
Good?
Yeah, is there more? Is there like more though?
Yeah, no.
'Cause I feel like I'm gonna want more.
I made extra. They're good though?
Yeah, they're really good. I like the salsa.
Oh, and I didn't tell you guys, I added some crema on top, which is just sour cream. I added some shredded lettuce and some queso fresco. You gotta add those 3 things because that's just the finishing touch that makes them so good. So far we've had this Ronin S for a few days now, and I must tell you guys, I'm so impressed by this thing. One of my favorite features on it is the trigger button. You can do so much with this thing. You can get really creative. For example, if I'm in the car, you know, sometimes it gets really rocky, especially when you're moving really fast. But with this thing, that doesn't happen. Like right now, I'm pretty sure I'm super steady. And if I press it twice, I can go ahead and rotate it to the front like this. Isn't that pretty cool? And if I want, I can pan left and right. It also has a joystick. I can go up and down. And if I want to center it again, just hit it twice and it'll go right back to where I started. Once I'm done with that, if I want to turn back to myself, hit it 3 times and I'm back. I can also use the joystick again to center myself, customize it however I want it. And then if I want it to stay in that position and I don't want it to glide to the sides, I can just hold the trigger button and it won't move at all. Because sometimes I find that when Jesus is making a turn, it'll glide to the sides and I don't want that. So if you hold the trigger button, it will just stay in that position, which is great. This thing's a monster though. It has so many features that we haven't played with yet because of course we just got it and you guys are basically seeing our first impressions of it. But we'll definitely get into that in future videos. Honestly, I don't know if we'll be vlogging with this on the daily because this thing is heavy. All in all, we're so impressed by this instrument so far. We really haven't been able to do too much with it because basically this is the first impressions. We just unboxed it, we balanced it out, and we started putting it to use.
It's pretty practical. We won't use it every day, but you could definitely get some nice B-rolls with this.
So for now, we're just gonna mess with this a lot more. We're gonna learn all of the features, play with those, and in future videos, stay tuned because we'll be using this thing a lot more. So thanks for watching, guys. We love y'all. Thank you for the love and support, and we'll see you guys in the next video.